Hi, and welcome to the Irish Streaming Network presented by Smith Milt Homes. I'm Becca LaBeouf, and I'm here with senior Briston Maroney to talk about his musical career and his experience at American Idol. Thank you so much for joining us today, Briston.
It's the least I can do, Becca. Thanks for having me.
So last November, you released your album Reason to Shake.
Mm-hmm.
How hard was that to release it just on your own and with your own label?
Honestly, it was super easy to do it independently. Like, I thoroughly suggest taking that route for people who are doing music. Money is not always easy to come by, but it definitely kind of works itself out. So it was a great process for sure.
And what was the process to put the songs on iTunes?
It's so much easier than most people think it is. It's actually not that cool. You pay $50 on this website called TuneCore, and they just put it on like Spotify and iTunes and like all these like Japanese websites and stuff. So it's pretty neat.
And so you recently put a video up, Where I've Never Been, on YouTube. Who's the female vocalist on that, and how do you guys know each other?
Her name is Leah Lawson, which is a great name, and I knew her. Well, I didn't know her. I met her that day. We had planned to do the video with another girl who I wrote the song with, but she could not make it. She had like a quinceañera or something, and so the guys I was with knew Leah, and they just called her, and she came over and helped out. It was great.
That's awesome. What was the inspiration for the song?
That song, I don't know. I wrote it with a girl down in Nashville last year, and just a lot of things were changing at that time, college and the love life and whatnot. So just like kind of about, I don't know, just keeping your head on straight while things are changing.
And what are your plans for college?
I'm going to Lipscomb University, go Bisons. I'm going to do music there. It'll be great to be in Nash Vegas.
So you'll be continuing what you're doing now while you're in college as well?
Definitely going to keep playing in college.
And what's your style of music? Like, what term do you put yourself under for your music style?
I like to call it jazz fusion. I don't think that's what it is, but I don't know. It's kind of hard to put a finger on it, but I think it's just fun to listen to, maybe. I don't know.
And you write your own songs in your music. Is that an easy process for you? Does it come naturally, or at times does it become difficult?
It's definitely stressful. Writing, when you start getting really into it, it becomes super frustrating when it doesn't work out all the time. But it's definitely my favorite thing to do, above playing and performing and things like that. I love to write, so it's worth the battle.
Do you write often, or is it just in every other day?
Yeah, definitely. Always working on something new.
Always working on something. So let's switch gears a little bit back to American Idol 2 years ago.
TBT.
So what inspired you to audition, and was it nerve-wracking, and how long did you have to wait in line and all those things?
Honestly, it was not a well thought out process at all. I looked on Facebook or something like that day before it happened, and I thought it'd just be fun, and I had a religion test the next morning, and I didn't really want to go to school. And so my dad and I went out to Market Square at like 5 a.m. and waited till like 10, I think, is when something crazy like that. And then the process began. So it was pretty crazy.
And how many auditions did you go through before you actually made it to the real judges?
Like a million. I did the one in Knoxville, and then they flew us out to Salt Lake City, and then we did 2 auditions out there. 3 auditions out there, and then to the celebrity judges or whatever. So pretty crazy.
And who was your favorite celebrity judge, and what did you take from that favorite?
That was a great question. We honestly didn't get to hang out with the judges that much, but I talked to Keith Urban the most probably. Real down-to-earth guy, real good-looking, so always great to be around him. Very personable, so just, even when you're at that level of like fame, you can still be a really genuine person, which is important.
So that must have been inspiring for maybe a future.
Definitely inspiring.
And how was it to perform in front of millions of people?
I didn't really even realize that was happening at the time. So I guess now is like the first time I'm really thinking about that. It's pretty dope.
What did you take away from that experience with American Idol?
I just got to see things that not many other 15-year-old kids got to see, as far as music and just how people work and how business works and things like that. I gained a lot of knowledge. It's very cool.
And how supportive were your family and friends through this process?
Oh, like crazy supportive. My mom cried a bunch. It's cool.
And besides music, what do you do for fun?
I'm really terrible at everything else. So I play a lot of music. I like to kayak. I don't really have a kayak though, so I don't get to do that a lot. But I have some friends who have kayaks, so sometimes I'll go out on the kayak.
Did you take any vocal lessons before you started music, or it just happened?
It just kind of came together. I didn't really take any lessons or anything.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Briston.
It's, as always, a pleasure.
And I'm Becca LaBeouf with the Irish Streaming Network, presented by Smith Homes. And as always, go Irish.